Oh, it's live. Yay.
Yes, hello. So after all, I found Yvette.
Yeah,
uh,
sorry, guys.
yeah, she was stuck in traffic, which obviously we don't expect these days.
No, not these
So,
days.
so hello everyone. This is our Monday. We are talking about you today with Yvette Pickard, and our topic today is: Are you delaying your happiness? I'm Sonka. I'm your intuitive life coach, nutritional therapist, NLP practitioner, and timeline therapy practitioner. And I'm absolutely delighted to have Yvette with us and talk to her about her story because I think it's truly beautiful from very beginning.
Oh,
Because we did have a little chat, and I can't wait for her to share that with us. So, are you delaying your happiness? Before we get to it, Yvette, would you like to say a little bit about you, what you do, who you are, and anything your intuition kind of brings?
yeah, sure. So thank you so much for having me on here. I feel really
No,
honoured. It's so
pleasure.
lovely. So I'm Yvette Pickard. I am founder of Clarity Jane Marketing, very new business, and kind of strange how that journey, along with my health journey, is all kind of ended up becoming intertwined, which is lovely. So, and we obviously, like you said, had a really lovely conversation a few months ago. So it's really, yeah, really good to kind of reflect on that. So, yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Thank you. So I would just dive straight in because I can't wait for you to share how your journey to loving yourself and trusting your body more began. So please tell us. Actually, for me, when I say it, it's like she was rolling on the carpet.
And then that sounds weird,
Because
right?
it's just a little bit dramatic and it kind of gets tension, but please tell us how it actually was.
Yeah. So I think with the whole, because when we were talking about this before and like the delaying your happiness thing, it kind of hit me a little bit. Like, I think you can understand things academically, and then one day it just hits your heart, and I think that's when you truly understand something. And so I've struggled with my weight for some years, and it's really quite and I know a lot of people have, and you focus, the natural thing to do is just focus on um the practical, like what can I do right now. And there's so many people, and you say this a lot as well, is that, you know, to focus on the emotions of dealing with the emotions of what that brings up is probably a better idea, because then it's something that's sustainable. So there was this incident, it's not an incident, it was a lovely thing. But
Lovely incident.
yeah,
Yeah.
every situation that I found myself going into, it wasn't like, it was like I was going into it as half a person, because I was thinking, oh, you know, is are they going to be judging me for my weight? Am I going to have to do something that's going to be really difficult for me because I'm overweight? Blah blah blah. You know, literally every situation. And then I was around my sister's house before lockdown, and my beautiful, lovely, gorgeous little niece Olivia, she said she can't say my name properly yet, so she calls me Auntie Wet instead of Auntie Yvette.
But when you say it quickly, Antiwet,
Auntie Wet.
it kind of it's Yvette, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a pronunciation thing. Yeah. So, which was just perfect. And she had, there's this wonderful woman on CBeebies that does yoga for kids. And, you know, in that instant, I thought, I can't say no to this little child. She's my niece. She's not going to understand all the stuff that's going through in my head. She's just going to see that Auntie Wet didn't want to do yoga with her. So I kind of jumped on the floor, got into all sorts of crazy positions with this, because the way that they teach kids yoga is amazing. And you know, just kind of got involved with it, and I thought, oh my god, I'm delaying my happiness in every situation, because I'm going, oh, I won't fully engage with that until I've lost a bit of weight, or until I can wear that outfit, I'm not gonna do that, or until I can physically do XYZ. Do you know what I mean? And it was just such a lightning bolt of like, wow, okay. And when you're in that
You
situation,
realize how much you're actually missing out on.
yeah, 100%, 100%. And it might be that you're present physically, but if you're not present emotionally, then you're not present, you know, and that
And
was the
people
thing.
feel it. The situations will be completely different. The events will be
Uh-huh.
completely. And probably our memories will be completely different because they will carry those negative emotions as well as whatever positive happened
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
day. And I can tell when you're telling this story, just thinking about it and imagining you, because we spoke about it. Oh, she was so happy, you know, your face lights up
Yeah,
because
I
it's
love
just
it. I
so
love.
full of amazing emotions.
Well, that said, I think the thing is if you ever want to learn how to do anything, just watch a kid do it, because you know those guys aren't kind of like encumbered by all the nonsense that we've got like piled up in our brains and stuff, you know.
Yeah, they don't get it, it would be amazing if we can keep in that way for them, isn't it? So they don't have to go through trouble,
Exactly. Yeah.
and trying to resolve our heads every day. Oh, that's beautiful. So what happened there? I know we're talking about the connection, the trust. So what was your perception of that when you look back at that situation?
It's so something also came of that. There was also like a trusting my body. I think if you've been overweight for some time, or underweight, or you know not really kind of loving your body, it's a really kind of slow process, but you don't realize it until one day something like that happens, whatever that thing is, to kind of click you awake almost. And I felt like, oh my goodness, I've not trusted my body for so long. I've not trusted my body to do the things that it can do. I've not trusted it, you know, things like when I went to exercise, I was almost like quite half-hearted because I thought, oh gosh, you know, is my body going to be able to cope with someone of my frame doing this? And you know, and so much so that because of this whole kind of process and talking about it and tapping into it, where I've started like couch to 5k, and I don't care admitting this, but I keep doing week 3 over and over and over again because I just feel like I don't want to move past week 3 yet, but that's another thing.
Whatever keeps you happy and on it, isn't it?
Yeah, and I had, so what I find is when it's the running parts, not the walking parts, I had this mantra just pop into my head. So I'm the crazy person that jogs around my local park going, I trust myself implicitly. I trust myself implicitly.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Because I think there's something about like just, I mean, I don't know, you're an expert in this, but like the amount of functions that your body has to do to keep you alive, like we need to just trust this beautiful organ.
It
And
does it without us thinking about it, doesn't it? So.
yeah, exactly. And I think, you know, and I know people say this and a lot, but you know, if you think about the way that you talk about your body in your mind, you would never say that to your best friend. Like I keep putting a picture of my best friend in front of me and thinking, would you say that to your best friend? And I'll be like, oh, God, no,
Yeah,
I
we
would
can
never
be
say.
really harsh to ourselves, kind of thing,
Yeah,
and it makes it kind of piles up because by trying to stop ourselves because we are thinking negatively about us, we are actually making it happen, and then
yeah,
we really can't do it because it does that so much is in mind that actually it's stopping us, and then we actually feel like we are not having fun fully, we are not doing it properly, we are not fully engaged because we are
yeah,
not, we can't be because we already have that massive stopper holding us by the neck from the back, which we can't go fully in. And we all have been in the situation, and I know 100% how you feel because even though I never got to the point that I would call myself obese, but it was definitely much more of me than it's now.
mm.
And I was 12 kilos heavier
Oh
only 10
wow,
years ago, 10,
yeah.
11 years ago. But what happened, and tell me how it was for you, because I know you managed to lose some weight as well.
Yeah,
Uh, and for me, I did lose the weight, but it didn't make much difference to my mind how I saw myself. Like I was the slimmest I've ever been
yeah.
after quite strict diet, which got me actually to nutrition because I completely messed up my digestive system, messed up
Oh,
my system.
interesting.
So I dropped 12 kilos quite quickly, which is never good. But it was before I knew everything about nutrition.
What
But
you know
that's
now,
had to
yeah.
go through a journey to be sat here today
Yes,
and
yeah.
supporting ladies. But Yeah, I put a dress on, which I probably wouldn't be able to put on before. I wouldn't be confident enough. And if it didn't look exactly how I wanted to look in it, I actually could throw a tantrum before we went out. It's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to embarrass you. Look at my tummy. Look at my thighs. Look, And I was 12 kilos lighter
It's
than
amazing, isn't
whatever
it?
months before. But my mind didn't catch up. So
Yes,
it took a
yes, you
few
said that
years
before.
for me to actually catch up. And it's like, what are you on about? And now I've
Mm.
got after Christmas a couple of kilos more. No difference. So how it was for you? Because I know you did go through similar journeys like
Yeah,
yours.
yeah, no, and it's that whole your mind not catching up. That really stuck with me when you said that before as well, because yeah, I was similar. So back in 2010 or 11, whenever it was, I lost a substantial amount of weight, 5 stone. I can't remember what that is in kilos. But this is the thing, is I still had the same fear thoughts, and not trusting my body when I was slim. So all the time, so I'd hit this beautiful weight, and again, I did the same as you. It was very, very quickly. I did it in 7 months, I think it was. And I messed up my digestion, and my hair all started to fall out, and all.
Yeah, my nails were chipping and
Yeah,
constantly tired.
no, yeah, well, exactly, yeah, it was awful.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is you think you kind of put the goal, you think, is to be X weight, wearing whatever size clothes it is that you've got, and then you get there, and then you're just in this constant fear of, oh my god, is it going to go back on again, and oh my god, and this doesn't look right, and I'm not quite there. And so for me, it was almost like I just replaced one mental hell with another mental hell. And it was just strange, because I just felt like I should be enjoying this. And there were moments where I was kind of like, when you do sports or yoga or anything like that, and you think, oh, this is a lot easier, 5 stone lighter. But it was so short lived. And I just think that now, my focus is 100% on getting my mind right before I attempt anything. And I don't know if it's okay, I'm just going to digress on to where that alignment
You go. Yeah, it's your
came in.
story.
So I think more so now than ever, because 5 months ago, obviously, I launched this business after being made redundant because of COVID. And alignment's one of my really big values, and to the point where if something doesn't feel right, I won't do it, or it'll give me pause. So I'm very kind of in touch with that intuition and that alignment side of things. And what it's really made me realize is that, so when you're in corporate, say you're not eating particularly well, or you've missed a gym session, or you're feeling a little bit sluggish, it's generally okay, because when you get in the morning, everybody gets in and kind of goes for their morning cup of coffee, and it's a bit of a slow start. And you might kind of have a couple of meetings where you can be there, but you don't have to mentally be there all the time. But then when you're working for yourself and you love the clients you work with, and you want to do the best job for them, and they have got beautiful businesses that you just want to help them market, and they can't see how amazing they are, and you can, and you're just you're trying to help them kind of go, right, this is your marketing strategy, or these are the things that you can do. Like, you've got to be on it, like this, because the passion that you bring for those clients, like for me, I feel I'm not in alignment then. If my nutrition, and I'm not saying I've got it perfect at all by any stretch.
Nobody does. If somebody says, I don't believe them.
Yeah, it's this whole like unattainable thing, right? But what is just so beautiful to me now is that I can see I can see the alignment with everything now. I'm serving my soul purpose, which is great. I'm on my soul path.
Oh, it's amazing.
Right, I bet you feel the same as well with what you're doing at the moment. It's just like a beautiful feeling.
Yes, it's amazing.
And to tap into that, and and that energy, and then to kind of think, right, well, I need to fuel myself in such a way that I can serve my purpose in life, and it's like, wow, okay, I've never looked at it that before, because before it was kind of a case of, you know, especially when I was like running from meeting to meeting to meeting, there was no break sort of in corporate where you're grabbing sugary snacks and, you know, a coffee here and there, and you're going like this, whoo, you know, with your sugar level.
Roller coaster, absolutely, sugar up and down. You just take the responsibility for yourself, and then you feel like you can be responsible for others as well. And it's really nice feeling when you start from yourself and you feel like you can be the pillar for whatever you're doing, whoever you're working with, and you can actually be there for people rather than you being kind of the one who is kind of dragging along and looking or needing that attention, that help, that support. And obviously sometimes we do, as you say, never 100%. And also I also love that control in a way, and this is not negative control. Many people think, oh, this is happening to me, oh, I'm overweight, and it never will be different, and I always will feel crap. And first of all, being overweight and feeling crap are two different things.
Yes.
Because it doesn't mean some people are built that way. Some people became that way for whatever reasons. But what I try to work with is, for me, I try to separate it and bring the detachment to visual. And I know it's hard because I know people may look at me, it's easy for you to say, well, it's not. Every day, for many years, I had to work on it to get to the point that actually I can sit in front of the camera, talk to people on Facebook. Because, you know, and actually enjoying it without going, oh my God. Everything visible, you know, kind of.
I got the right angle.
It doesn't matter what size you are. It depends what you've got in your head. And if it's not quite in alignment, as you say, it doesn't matter. You can be size 10, you can still feel really, really overweight, really, really, really crap. So I try to detach. So do you feel that detachment from it now?
Yeah, I really do. Yeah.
How did you do you know? Can you describe how you actually got there?
I think
we know the starting point with your knees doing yoga, but what was your journey to actually get to the point? Because I'm sure many ladies will be interested to know.
I think because I think it became really apparent where, because I'm doing the work that I love. I mean, I'd loved my job before, don't get me wrong, but it was in a very different setting. And because I'm doing stuff that I love and I'm making sure that I do things that bring me joy every day, what it made me realize was I was like, oh, hang on a minute, I'm experiencing these really positive emotions, these really beautiful things, and it has nothing to do with the size I am, because I'm still the same size, but I'm actually really present and really enjoying this. And then I'm like, oh, okay, well, you know, that obviously works the other way around.
More of it.
yeah, exactly. I want more of it. But then it just made me think, gosh, this whole weight thing is, if you were going to put things into boxes, you know, there could be a whole bunch of things in life that trigger you, that to make you feel down or happy or, you know, joyful, whatever, like the positive or negative thing is. And I was like, I'd let the whole weight thing become all encompassing. And actually, when I was able to experience it, it started just with a few things here and there, but just like little things like going for a walk in nature, or for me, I love my rock music, so putting on my rock music really loud and having a little bit of a having a little dance.
I share that with you.
Oh yes, you do, don't you?
Definitely making some noise.
Yes, make some noise. So
dancing, and kind of doing anything makes you forget about, or kind of puts the weight to side. Just be in a moment. We are going back to that, being in the moment.
And that's the thing. And I think the thing as well is it's not, when you're so caught up in that and it is really causing you emotional distress, it's not that you then go from, oh, I'm just going to flick a switch and just not think about that. For me, it was like incremental. Sometimes it was 5 minutes at a time. And that 5 minutes that I had that was just detached from obsessing about food or what I look like or what have you, I was just so grateful for that. And I thought, oh, I'd like a little bit more of that. Or maybe what I'll do tomorrow is, and then so on and so forth and so on and so forth.
It's just like somebody lifts something off your soul, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's how I felt, because I was working on it, and then suddenly one day I realized, actually, I look at myself in a mirror, and I have no problem with me.
Mm.
It's just kind of sneaked up on me that all that works, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
what did I think was wrong with me?
Yeah.
That's exactly and why. So all that works. So did you find that suddenly it just happened without, not
Yeah.
overnight, but constantly putting work, and suddenly you realize that actually you're not bothered.
Yeah, and I think the key word there that you used as well was work, because you do every day have to focus on whatever it is that kind of helps you cause that detachment, whether it's meditation or whether it's you doing affirmations. One of the things that I did was a really interesting exercise. I can't remember who said about this, but I did a long page and I wrote every limiting belief that I have in relation to my weight. So things like I'll never be successful in my business because I'm overweight. Things like my partner's going to cheat on me because I'm overweight. Like really like horrible stuff, but like got it all out and got it onto a page. And then I looked at it and I was like, okay, so do you feel any evidence of that? If your best friend was saying that to you, what would you be saying back to them? And then I'm like a big fan of I don't know if you've heard of it, Ho'oponopono. It's
Oh
like a
yeah.
yeah, like a
I
ancient
say
Hawaii.
hop on upon, and my husband is mana mana. He still doesn't believe it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Mana mana.
But yeah, so with every single one of those, I was doing the Ho'oponopono, the thank you, I forgive you, oh no, thank you, please forgive me, I love you, and I can't remember what the fourth one is. Hang
I
on a minute.
release you, I think, or I'm like, I think it was just I forgive you. So now I forgive you,
Yeah,
I
so
love you,
thank
and thank
you.
you.
Yeah, I
I
forgive you,
can't
I love
remember
you.
exactly. It sounds obvious when they say it, and then
Yeah,
I
I
can't
know, it's
remember.
weird.
Yes, it's lovely. Just for those who don't know, it's actually about forgiveness and detachment,
Mm,
and cutting those cords with something. It doesn't serve you anymore, and you can let go. But
yeah.
and it's many of these things are very much on subconscious level, and we think we are talking very much in present. But I would, if you don't mind, I would like to point out that
Mm,
many things start in very young age, between we are born in 7 year when we are 7, because that's where we formulate
mm,
what's right in the world, what's not, what we how we feel about ourselves, how our we are just sponging without realizing,
mm,
and creating this our map of the world, how it should look like, what we should look like. uh, so and then we get to the age when we start being aware of our body, and these things just creep up,
mhm.
and so they are not there because we put on weight in 2005.
Yeah.
They are there because they were there since we were young age, but now they were triggered by something what happened to us, whether
Mm,
it's weight, whether it's injury, whether it's anything, whether it's just bad relationship, whether it's a breakup, anything what happens in our life, or our boss is mean to us,
mhm.
whatever that is, it will trigger those emotions and those beliefs we've got. And that's
Yeah.
why I love the work working on the subconscious mind with people, and the results are amazing. And part of it is just what you said, putting it on a paper, which for me it's awareness.
Yeah.
Be aware of those thoughts, because without that, if you don't realize that you are thinking these things about you, um, you just you can't do anything without with it, because you just
100%.
don't know. Uh, so just putting it down, flow, like free writing, you may
Mm.
be surprised what actually comes out, and then
That free writing is so
when you think
powerful.
that, you'll be more aware of it. Yeah, so you can really listen for it, and they will keep appearing. So yeah, it's beautiful exercise. That's definitely something I
Mm.
recommend to my clients, because the awareness is so powerful.
But I think that's what's lovely about the work that you're doing, though, because I don't think people realize how powerful that is, because if you don't get your mind right, it doesn't, honestly, you could be, I don't know, what's my point of reference, Angelina Jolie, and if your mind's not right,
Yeah,
you're not going to feel happy with yourself. And
yeah,
it's almost like it's treating, if your weight or the way that your body looks, whichever way or whatever it is that's causing you angst as well, if you look at that in the context of like everything else in your life as well. So if you had money issues, for example, or you had issues with your partner, or something that was causing you to feel like,
triggers some kind of negative emotion. Yeah,
yeah, exactly, then you would look at that in the context of, oh, okay, well, I'm detached from it, and I now know that I need to do something about that. And I'd like to do that from a space of blah blah blah. But I think weight is so different, because like people get so, it's almost like it becomes part of the
you
whole.
you're literally carrying it around with you,
Yeah,
isn't it?
well, yeah, yeah,
You
exactly.
can't leave it. You can't shut the door and go for a
Yeah.
walk without you can't just go and take a bath and just disconnect from it, because it's coming with you to the bath, a bathtub. So it's literally carrying the weight with you, and this is not,
Mm.
as it can be metaphor and can be actually a real thing in one, isn't it?
Yeah,
So it's just there. And many times I find that actually the physical weight is not as heavy as the subconscious weight
yeah,
we carry for those many years. And you are a living example. When I ask you, would you now go and dance with friends? Hell yeah.
yeah.
And that's amazing, because I know you mentioned that you managed to lose weight, but you put it back on.
Mm.
So obviously you were in that space, which, yes, my body is great, but my mind didn't catch up, as we said. But
Yeah,
now your mind catch up, and it doesn't really much matter. And I know when we were talking first time, you said, "Well, I'm ready because I just want to do it for me, and
yeah,
I whether I lose weight or not, that's fine. I just want to make sure I'm giving my body everything I
yeah,
need to kind of function and be happy and be healthy and live for as long as I can,
yeah,
without needing help." So, and that's amazing, motivation. Even though I'm not a big fan of word motivation, but it's another life. But it has to come from heart,
yes, yeah,
and it has to be really something that if it doesn't happen, it really hits us.
yeah.
So,
And
and I think I can hear it from you that you really, as you say, it comes from heart, how you
yeah,
want to feel.
yes,
So, and it's all about feelings, and that's beautiful that you actually you have a visual how you want to feel. I know
yeah,
it sounds crazy, but you visualize yourself being happier and healthier
yes,
rather than slimmer.
yeah.
you,
So
you
and
know,
and
it's
it's things,
beautiful.
yeah, and it's things like put yourself, that visualization is so important as well. And for me, it's not. It used to be my visualization was, oh, look at me in my size 12 jeans or whatever, but now it's things like you know taking Olivia when she's old enough to go ape and going on like the ropes with her and stuff like that.
Gosh, yeah.
I know. And things
Brave
like,
one.
I know, and things like, the festivals that I love to go to as well. They're a lot, just being able to kind of navigate the mud and everything, like with all of your backpacks and everything on, and being really fit and healthy to do that. And and seeing myself going on these really beautiful hikes, around the south of England, and
Wow.
um yeah, just doing like really going out and dancing like nobody's watching me. My friends will hate me, but like I don't care. I'm the one that kind of, like how Phoebe runs. Did you remember that?
Move over, people.
Yeah. you
Yeah.
you're like, ah.
Phoebe run, yeah, beautiful. Yeah. Well, I probably run like that anyway. I don't have a choice. Yeah, no, it's amazing, and this is that's why I was so looking forward to this conversation, because it's like talking to myself in a way, like
Oh, it's so
like
nice
hearing my
though.
thoughts, hearing my thoughts, because it's truly beautiful.
But
And
that's why it's so important, the work that you're doing, Sonka, because I think the awareness that you're bringing to people to kind of start the unlocking process, that people kind of go, oh, okay, yeah, this isn't just about a diet or an exercise regime or because that's all part of it, fine, but actually it's not that's not where the power lies, is it really?
No, no. Unfortunately, it's not, and unfortunately, it's not presented enough. So that's why I try to shout as loud and as much about it as I can. Because, yeah, if your mind is not there, everything is just temporary,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And you've seen it, that you didn't trust your body and it manifested. And now you do trust it, and you feel amazing. And it doesn't mean you have to lose weight. It just means you feel amazing.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line, because everything else becomes much easier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Everything else becomes much more fun. Everything else becomes kind of, you feel more engaged because you don't have that toxin in your mind. It's like, oh, I can't go.
That's a good way of
I can't
describing
go
it.
live with Sonka because, or make sure I'm wearing something, or I blend into, kind of make sure you can only see my face, or whatever, It's, I'm making this up. This is not something Oliver's told me.
No, I know, yeah.
Happening, but I know how I would react, so, yeah, now the freedom of mind kind of brings the freedom of your body and of your existence. Is how I see it. The detachment.
That freedom is so true. And look, like we were saying, and none of us have got it nailed. So there'll be mornings where I'll get dressed and I'll look in the mirror and I'll be, the old thought patterns will come back and I'll be like, but now, thankfully, I'll go, whoa, hold on. What is it that I'm just about to go and do? Like, what happiness is just about to come into my life? Why am I getting dressed this morning? It might be, I'm on a client call, or I'm going to see someone for a socially distanced walk or whatever. And I think, okay, that's your happiness. Now, are you going to delay that? Just stop delaying your happiness, which is just, I think I need to make that my next mantra.
Yeah, I think you do. And actually, when we started talking about what to talk about, it was one of your first, if not the first sentence. And we talked and talked and talked, and it's like, Yvette, this is the first sentence you said. That will be the title, because it's beautiful. Are you delaying your happiness? So, ladies, gentlemen, whoever is watching, I hope this was beneficial. I wouldn't say it better than Yvette's story. Just replay it and put it somewhere out there. Am I delaying my happiness just because I feel? And this doesn't have to be about weight. We were talking about weight. We were talking about sizes, but it can be anything in your life. So just try to observe what's stopping you when you don't feel like it. Why? Is it what is there talking to you in your subconscious mind? Make a note of it. Put it on a paper. Be aware. Be aware, because it is not enough time to delay happiness, isn't it?
Exactly. Life is too short. Dive in.
Yeah. No, that was beautiful. Let me scan through to make sure. Yeah, actually, we've missed a very important bit. Nutrition. How could I possibly forget?
Just because we have so much fun chatting.
My mind, so up in mind, and I nearly finished without actually mentioning it. I know you've changed your. I don't like word diet, but let's call it diet. Eating patterns as well, when you started respecting and trusting your body a little bit more. So I've got two questions: how it impacted further your mindset and your motivation, and did you observe any changes in your creativity when you started kind of fueling your body better and kind of feeling better?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So
and I know this is not planned question about the creativity, but I thought I want to ask because I'm actually intrigued.
No, it's a good question, and it's funny because one of the first things I did when I had this kind of trust your body intuition, is I decided that I do these like 2 or 3 times a year anyway, but I do a juice cleanse, 2 or 3 times a year, like I say, just to kind of boost my immune system and all that type of thing. And I haven't done one.
I remember that picture.
Yeah, I know.
French
Yeah,
fortress is colourful. It looks like a crayons.
I know. So I decided to do that. And again, I had not trusted myself to do one for a good 18 months or so before, maybe even 2 years. And I was like, no, I'm ready for this. And it was such a calm decision. There was no angst. There was no, oh my God, I'm doing this. Oh, it's going to be so hard. None of those emotions were there. It was just very much a case of, look at all this beautiful stuff that I'm putting in my body for 5 days. It's just going to give me a quick reset. I have never been so productive, not just that week, but then, the following weeks, because also I tend to follow a little bit of intermittent fasting, but I'm not one of, because that can get quite obsessy, and I'm not obsessy as in, I won't eat until this time. It might be that, one day I do the intermittent fast up until 2 o'clock, and then maybe the next day it's intermittent fasting later on in the day, whatever it is. But I'm just giving it's intuition, like my body's going, it's cool, you don't need anything right now, just, give yourself a little bit of a break. And
listening to the body, actually. Not going by the clock, but by, am I hungry? Do I need anything?
And you'll find when you do stuff like that, when you really start to tap in and listen, you'll get clearer signals. And I mean, the creativity and the productivity, the amount of stuff I managed to get through in that space, even now, and I know, because it'll be things like a couple of weeks ago, my partner said, oh, let's just get a pizza on Friday night, and I was like, yeah, okay, fine. I felt like I had a hangover the next morning, and I was like, okay, I get it, like it's okay to have pizza and stuff like that, but if I was going to be productive, it wouldn't be on this type of food. And it's really quite interesting just listening to, it's like re-educating yourself again. It's like,
it is exactly that. It's relearning, because as you said, the connection we get, is the lovely thing is that we get emotionally and physically really disconnected from our body when we are not happy with it. It's like embarrassing friend which nobody wants, but it just sticks with you for some reason. So no, absolutely. I'm glad you said that, because it's really nice to hear from experience. I know we didn't prepare for it, but no, it was even better. It's like, oh, I hope there is a positive answer. I would expect that. And it's only 5 days now. Imagine you are doing you change the eating habits for life. It's just unlocking more and more, isn't it? So the clarity.
And what came, absolutely. And what came after those 5 days is we signed up. So I now get Mindful Chef delivered once a week, and it works out probably about the same as I would spend on groceries anyway. And that's just really, for me, because I'm vegan anyway, but the cooking in the evening, just to have like a little bag of stuff, and I know, that's what I'm gonna cook for this evening. And that's been a big change as well, because normally I would be a bit I'd be like, oh no, I'm not going to have that. I'm just going to go and grab something like from Tesco's or Sainsbury's or whatever on the way home.
It's all about being prepared, isn't it, and have it on at the tips of your fingers. So because you still need food, you still need to go shopping. So to choose what you want to have in your cupboard, what you want to have in your fridge. And if you know about yourself that you get lazy, because let's call it lazy, because there's some people say in the evening because you had a busy day. To be honest, I don't want to be cooking. That's why I'm batch cooking every Sunday. So just have it in the fridge, so you don't have to second guess. And these delivery services are really, really good.
You got to find what works for you, though. That's the thing. Absolutely, is I think no one can tell you. There's no magic pill. There's no like right way or wrong way of doing it. You've got to find a way that's good for you, and just but the key thing is just respecting this and what it does for you, and tapping into that intuition.
Yeah, and that's why I love giving my clients or people I talk to principles rather than
Mm.
recipes, because it's just, again, it's freedom, because you open your fridge and you think, oh, I don't have anything there. But when you know those principles, you may be surprised when you open a fridge and then you open a cupboard. Actually, you can throw together quite a balanced meal without trying too hard. And that's the beauty of it.
You
Just
end up with
to
something really
think simple.
random. Yeah.
Yeah, new recipe. You know how many times I looked at my plate. I'm not posting picture of this,
Don't know
but
how
it
this
had
is going to go
fat,
together.
protein, carbs on it. Happy, happy. It's fuel. It's fuel. Doesn't have to look posh every time. Oh, thank you so much. So now I'm happy. Now we've talked about everything.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thanks for letting me speak as well, though. I think it's just so lovely what you're doing, and I'm just so,
Oh, thank you. I really
yeah.
appreciate that. I really appreciate that. It's always nice to hear, because sometimes you just putting it out there, but the feedback is not always going coming back. So thank you very much. I really
It's a
appreciate that.
big movement. It's a big thing you're doing. So gratitude, gratitude, gratitude to you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, yeah. I'm not stopping now. I'm on the mission.
Yay, good.
Yes. Thank you very much. What I'll do, I'll post where people can get in touch with you in case they need any kind of marketing. I know you're absolutely amazing. Literally from designing from the scratch logo to the flows on a or on whatever platform. I don't want to name them here, but yeah, your funnels, everything. So it is absolutely amazing. Very helpful. Very helpful.
Oh, thank you.
Things I've seen. They're really, really creative, really different, but beautifully reflect the person you work with. When I look at their websites and Facebook, so yeah, I'm spying a little bit on you. No, I had to, so I can actually share this with people, because it's beautiful work. It's really, the creativity is amazing.
Oh,
It's
thank you.
definitely different. Yeah,
It's nice
that's
to
what
be
I think about.
connected, though, isn't it? I think this is the thing: is you
Yeah.
kind of get a bit of a circle of people that are in that, living their purpose and that, and it just makes you feel better as well. So yeah.
No, absolutely. So the community is definitely very, very important. Yeah, we can
Mm.
support each other. Thank you again, Yvette. I'll go and have a cup of tea. Sorry you had to rush straight
No,
in,
I'm so sorry. I'm late.
but I really appreciate that, and I'm glad you're okay and safe. And I'm sure we'll speak again. Take care.
Take care. Speak to you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.